I'm Doug Harris, the Council President of Unity Spiritual Center, Denver. Since it's been a while since you've heard from me or any other member of our council, I want to take a few minutes to share with you some of what has been happening since March when we last met in person, and to give you an update on where we are currently financially. Your council has continued to meet monthly, but we have been using Zoom rather than meeting in person. In the midst of this pandemic, we have been working to support our staff, ensure our financial stability, and maintain our facility to the best of our ability. I believe it is important for us to be transparent with you, so I want to share with you some of the decisions and actions we have taken. We have continued and will continue to compensate our staff and independent contractors at their agreed upon rate. This was a unanimous decision by your council. Although we are not housing the families, we have continued to provide financial support for Family Promise as they strive to meet the needs of those experiencing homelessness during the pandemic. In our commitment to continue to provide inspirational services virtually, we have purchased cameras and other equipment to make live streaming possible. This also necessitated converting what was the cry room into our audio-visual room, and work on that project is almost finished. We took actions to improve the landscaping around the building. The small trees on the north and west side of the building were dying. We had them removed and the stumps ground down. The big tree just outside the east entrance was trimmed back, and 2 trees in David's backyard were also removed. The rock in the median along University was replaced. Randy Allen donated materials, and Randy and I worked together to get the job done. So as you can see, things have been happening even though we have not been meeting in person. Each month at our council meetings, we have discussed the best course of action for resuming in-person services and other meetings. Your safety and well-being has been and continues to be our top priority as we have considered when to reopen our center. Your council and staff have been keeping up with the latest information, researching best practices, and working to prepare to welcome you back to in-person meetings and services when the time is right. Thea Washington, Emily Magrish, and Travis Garvin are heading up our efforts and creating protocols and procedures to assure we follow the required guidelines published by the Colorado Department of Health. They are also developing plans for training volunteers to help us make sure we follow safe and effective ways to welcome you back. We research sprayers and solutions to use in disinfecting our building as needed, and have purchased an electrostatic sprayer and Environmental Protection Agency approved solution that will do the job. When we return, we will be using an online program somewhat like what airlines provide for you to use in choosing your seats on flights. But this program will assist us in assuring social distancing in our sanctuary. As you can see, we are taking this seriously and taking every precaution. Many of you participated in the recent survey regarding your readiness to return to in-person services. Thank you. We are pleased with the level of response. While the majority of those who responded indicated that you are not yet ready, we know that some of us are eager to return to our sanctuary. However, in light of the current increase in cases and hospitalizations in Denver, your council decided unanimously at our last meeting to postpone reopening to in-person meetings and Sunday services until sometime after the first of the year, when the rules and laws allow. We trust you understand and support this decision as we all hold the care and concern for the health and well-being of each other. Now I want to give you an update on the financial situation of our spiritual center at the end of September. In this slide, as you can see, we have enjoyed a financial gain of $20,886 for the first 9 months of this calendar year. This amount includes 2 non-recurring situations which serve to enhance our bottom line. First, total income includes $22,583 that's $593, which was received from the matching funds drive, which began in 2019 and carried over into early 2020. We also received $25,100 through the Payroll Protection Program, which was used to reduce payroll and utility expenses. To date, we have not spent any of the matching funds received in 2019 or 2020. However, we have sustained losses in each of the last 3 months, totaling nearly $16,000. At their current rate, we will soon be using matching funds for current operating expenses. This next slide is a list of the capital improvements and focus forward recommendations that we were intending to fund with the matching funds campaign. As I mentioned, we have not spent any of the matching funds. However, you will notice that the second item on the list are the 2 boilers that heat every area other than the sanctuary. Last Friday, we did not have any heat in the children's garden or on the north side of the second floor. Fortunately, it was not the result of a boiler failure, but a relay board and a circulation pump that served those 2 areas. So instead of having to spend around $13,000 to replace the 47-year-old boiler, we were able to replace the motor and relay board for about $2,000. You may remember in my report at our annual meeting back in February, I mentioned we were looking at a number of ways to increase our income and improve the financial sustainability of our spiritual center going forward. We had connected with a number of organizations, as you can see in this slide, and individuals that want to use our sanctuary on a shared income expense basis. And there were others that were interested in using other areas of our building as well. We were also hoping to host weddings and were in touch with several wedding planners. And then along came the coronavirus, which made us put all of these income-producing opportunities on the back burner, at least for this year. But we are now working on events and ways to increase our income for 2021. If you are able to increase your level of financial support to Unity Spiritual Center Denver, it would be most helpful. These are difficult times, and a lot of people are hurting. Some have been furloughed, others have lost their job. Some have lost loved ones to the virus. Our hearts are with them all. We want you to know that we are here for you. Please reach out to us if we can assist you in these challenging times. We are a spiritual family, and we are here to support each other. In Unity, we know and trust that God is in the midst of all situations, and that God is in the midst of each of us. We have faith that love will see us through, and that together we will continue to thrive. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you for the privilege of your time.